Welcome all to the Brothers Keeper podcast. Hey, we're running a little bit short today. We got a few people doing some things. Cisco's doing some things with the fam, and Josh is doing some things with the fam. But me and Lou are here today to go through some topics like TUA, another concussion, review of Thursday night's game, and also the games of week 2 and our predictions. So, Lou, you got anything to say to the people?
Not really, but I'm ready for this podcast. Let's go.
Let's go. All right. So, first topic, we're going to talk about Thursday night's game. Lou, if you watched the game, if you didn't, let me know what you thought about the game. Even if you just saw the score, what do you think happened? What do you think could have went wrong for the Dolphins? And then I'll tell you guys my take after.
Surprisingly, the Dolphins did get blew out, but the situation they had at about the mid or end of the game was very tragic for them. But that still doesn't give them the excuse to lose to the Bills that does not have not a lot of weapons.
Nope.
Only has Josh Allen.
Yep.
Lost Gabe Davis. Lost Stephon Diggs.
Well, they have not Dalvin Cook, Jared Cook, I think is his name. James Cook, one of the Cook brothers. Yeah,
but
he's decent.
But that's the only weapon they have.
Fair enough.
In Josh Allen.
Fair enough.
So that's still not an excuse. But what do you think?
Man, let me tell you something right now. Number one, Dolphins, bro, y'all on fraud watch, man. Y'all have not beaten the team over 500 in like the last 3 seasons. Ever since Tyreek got there, y'all have been doo-doo against teams over 500. Yeah, it's week 2, so there's some teams automatically going to be over 500, but still, whenever, especially the Bills, y'all are horrendous against the Bills. I think you guys are like 13-2 or 14-2 the last 16 times you guys faced the Bills. I don't know how they have the number because maybe back in the day when Ryan Tannehill was there and when the team was not as good. But recently with the team that they have, man, there should be no reason why you guys losing to the Bills every single season. Even last season, I think they won, but because Josh Allen decided to just throw the worst possible pass in the last 20 seconds of the game. But to go on Thursday night's game, man, the offense of the Dolphins, man, was very up and down, dude. Like, second drive after they drove down and just demolished the Bills defense and scored, just going down the field and marching down the field. After that, they really didn't do anything the whole game. I mean, yeah, Tua went out like in the third quarter, which we'll get to that in the next segment. But still, for the Dolphins to lose the way that they lost to the Bills, who really, like Lou said, really don't have any weapons. To lose Stephon Diggs, to lose Gabe Davis. I mean, they still have really good tight ends in Dalton Kincaid and what's the other guy's name? Dawson or Knox. Dawson Knox. They still have a decent tight ends, but still, even with that, for them to do as good as they did against the Dolphins, that has a really good defense. They have good players on defense, and they have a great offense. Honestly, bro, I think the Dolphins got outcoached, man. They got outcoached completely. Steve McDermott outcoached Mike McDaniels. Defensively, their defensive scheme and their defensive preparation outdid the Dolphins 100%. And to me, that's a shocker because I did not expect the Bills to do as good as they did against them. I thought the Bills were going to get slapped by like 30. And then within like the first drive or two, when I noticed how they were doing, scoring and moving the ball down, and the defense they were playing after that first drive, man, they were stopping them. Man, I'm going to tell you right now, Bills are a dark horse to make the playoffs, even without half the talent that they had last year. Why? Because they have no egos right now. They're only playing for themselves and their coach and their quarterback. The only captain they have is a captain on defense and Josh Allen. They're playing for their quarterback and they're playing for their coach. And that's dangerous because they have a lot of people who are no names that are going to want to put their name on the map and show the divas that left, like Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs, that they can do it with and without them. So I think they're a dark horse to make the playoffs, man. I really do. And, man, I just was genuinely surprised. The only bright spot of that game for the Dolphins was HN. HN was going crazy. He was doing everything for that team. He was running the ball. He was catching passes. This man was running routes and catching passes like a receiver. Everything that was going right in that game was going through that one guy, which is a shocker because they have Jalen Waddle and they have Tyreek Hill. There's no reason that a guy making like he's like a fourth round pick making like no money is carrying your offense against a team that's subpar or should be subpar, but they outcoach the other team. But yeah, man, that's insane, dude.
Yeah.
You have any other takes on the game on Thursday?
Not really.
No?
No.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next topic. Topic number 2, we're gonna go to the Tua situation and what transpired. Uh, how do you feel? What's your take, man? Just let me know how you feel about the Tua situation, Lou.
Okay. The Tua situation. This is his, I think, fourth concussion,
Third or fourth one? I think it's the third one.
which is very dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous. At this point of his career, I don't want to say he's done what he's done, but to risk like a CTE injury or brain damage or something, if I was him, I would retire.
Mm.
Because he's still young and he could still prove what he has to prove. But safety always comes first than putting your name on the map and trying to be the best quarterback you can.
Mm.
So in my opinion, you should be safe and you can come home and do whatever you want to do. And after that, doesn't really matter to me. But just, if I was Tua, just don't force yourself to get back out there. Because if you get back out there, maybe, I don't want to say this, but if he gets another one, maybe he would get CT, and I want him that to happen because he's a very talented young quarterback that can do a lot of things. But if I was him, safety always comes first, and I would just retire from that from there. So that's my take. He's only 26 years old.
You got anything else to say?
No. Said what I had to say.
Hey, man. Tua Tagovailoa, I'm going to talk to you right now. You're probably never going to see this podcast, but it's time to call it a quits, bro. It's time. Every time you get a concussion, it's easier and easier and easier. And every time you've gotten a concussion, it's been a softer hit and a softer hit. And it's getting worse and worse. You're 26 years old. Yeah, you just signed a contract. Regardless, they're going to have to pay you your guaranteed money, bro. Take your guaranteed money, pack your bags, go back to wherever you're from with your family, buy a nice little mansion, live the rest of your life chilling, bro. You can live off that 100 and I think he's guaranteed like 110 or 100 or million guaranteed. Bro, take that, live your life with your family, have a beautiful family with kids, and you'll be able to spend time with them and walk around with them and actually remember things. Because the more damage your brain takes from all those hits, the harder it's going to be to remember, the harder it's going to be to do anything after you retire. And you're already like that in year 5 or I think it's year 5 or 6. Yeah. And there's been 3 times. Well, yeah, 3 concussions, but in 2 of those concussions, you were throwing up all types of hand signs because your brain literally could not deal with the shock. I've never seen that before. And I've seen it twice with him. Twice. Where he's gotten a concussion and his hands have gone stiff and his fingers are going everywhere and his body's like straight and contorted and his legs are like pointing to the sides but stiff at the same time and he can't control his limbs and his body. That's twice, man. The first time you got a concussion, you barely could even walk. You were stumbling trying to walk, and then they had to tell you to stop. Bro, it's time. It's time to go home, call it a career. A lot of people Can't say that they were an NFL quarterback, almost franchise cornerstone. Yeah, you don't have a Super Bowl, but you got your money and you could accomplish your dream, which was getting to the NFL.
That's true.
Most NFL careers last 3 years. You doubled that. You made your money, go with your family, and be able to live life after football. Yeah, football is important and you have a goal and you want to accomplish it, but if that goal is going to compromise the rest of your life with your kids and your family and your well being, it's not worth it, man. It really isn't. Football's not worth being able to not being able to remember your kid's name. Or God forbid you get hurt and you get paralyzed because something happens in your brain or whatever. Well, you can't talk, you can't remember things. It's not worth it, dude. Take your money that's guaranteed that they gotta pay you no matter what, and live life, man. Because I'm scared for the next one. If he goes back out there, I'm scared for the next one. And also, I'm gonna quote Cisco. Shame on the Dolphins and shame on the NFL for letting you go out there. If they let you go out there again, and that happens again, and something worse happens to you, is shame on the Dolphins and shame on the NFL.
You said Cisco, by
I know Cisco said that.
the way. Oh. Oh.
Shame on them, because for them to not stop you and to let you do that after already seeing what's happened to you 3 times, 3 separate occasions, and the hits have not, and it's not like the hits have gotten worse and worse. The hits have gotten less and less impactful, and yet you're getting worse and worse symptoms, which means your body and your brain is already messed up. You can't go back. You can't undo the damage your brain has been going through. Like Lou said, you don't want CTE, man. You don't want to be going crazy after you finish your NFL career, man. You want to be able to finish your career and live life, man, because you're going to have a good life after this. Bro, you're my age. I would hate someone my age not be able to live life, not because something out of their control, something in their control that they can stop and go away from and control affect their life, man. If you can control something, especially something like that, where you know regardless you're gonna get your money, regardless. What are they? You're gonna accomplish the same thing sitting on your couch that what you accomplished right now. You haven't won a Super Bowl. Take your money, relax, and just live a normal life, man. Because I don't see it being worth it, bro. There's no trophy worth not being able to be a normal person after football. I'm just telling you, Tua. And I'm telling the people in the comments, people are going to view this, man. Don't feel bad if you got to call it a career, bro. Because at the end of the day, that franchise is going to find a whole new quarterback. And what's going to happen? They're just going to replace you and give the next person money. Bro, take your money. Look out for yourself, man. Look out for yourself. Any questions, Lou? Any comments?
No. But if you still want to be in that franchise, be a coach or something. Be offensive coordinator.
Be a coach, a quarterback coach. I'm sure Mike McDaniels, with how much he likes Tua, he would offer him a job.
Yeah.
Especially with the situation that he's in, because it's something that he has to think about past football. I think he would definitely have a spot with Mike because they love each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, good point, Lou. He could be a coach anywhere, college, NFL, because he has the experience of the NFL, high school. If he really still wants to be close to football, there's other ways to be close to football. Mm-hmm. That's not getting hit and having brain damage. That's a great point. So now, next topic, man, we're going to move on to the predictions of this week's week 2 games, and we're going to go one by one, and we're going to go through them, and we'll see. We'll go through the predictions, and then we'll write them down after. That's all right, man. Don't worry about it. All right, so first game tomorrow at 1. Well, there's a lot of games at 1 p.m., but the first game up on the internet that popped up: Seahawks versus Patriots. Lou, who you got? See right there. They can hear you from there. Go ahead.
Seahawks. The Patriots. Yeah, this is Seahawks. My opinion. Yeah.
Why are you picking the Seahawks?
Because I feel like they have a pretty decent quarterback in Geno Smith. They have a DK Metcalf that's a monster, but he hasn't been the greatest, but he's a monster. And they still have a pretty okay defense. But the Patriots, I really haven't. They've been, but they did come with an upset. I can't lie. But it's not gonna happen again. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm going with the Pats 2 weeks in a row. Reason I'm going with the Pats, number one, their coach is better than the Seahawks coach. Gerard Mayo's got them boys playing for Gerard Mayo. Number two, their running back, Ramondre Stevenson, is better than Kenneth Walker. And if the Pats run the ball the way I know they can run the ball, they don't got to throw it 30, 40 times like the Seahawks do. The Seahawks got to throw it because they got to feed Metcalf and they got to feed Lockett. The Pats don't have to do that. Give the ball to your running back, slow the game down, let your defense do their thing like they always do, and I am 100% sure I got the Patriots over the Seahawks.
Hold on. Who's the Patriots quarterback again?
Jacoby Brissett, literally the same as Geno Smith. They're the same quarterback. So you got the Seahawks, I got the Pats. We'll see next podcast who was right. Number two in the second game, Giants versus Commanders, the game of the week, baby. Lou, who you got?
This is going to be a good game. But
it won't be as close as you think, trust me.
Let me think about it. You go.
You want me to go first? I'm going to take Commanders. The reason I'm going to take the Commanders, number one, Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is the real deal. He is the real deal. That man can throw. That man can run. With the weapons the Commanders have, with Austin Eckler, with Terry McLaurin, I think they still have Samuels. I forget his first name. Samuels. They got Brian Robinson running the ball still. Man, I think they still have Antonio Gibson too. Bro, Commanders are slapping the Giants. The Giants have nobody. Daniel Jones has been hot dog water. In the words of Brother Cisco, hot dog water. Dumpster juice. Garbage. Ever since they paid that man, he's been hot dog water, and that will continue. Their coach is, and that's the sad reality. The Giants coach is so good, but he literally has nothing. The one season he had some semblance of talent with Saquon and a decent defense, I'm pretty sure they had a above 500 record, and they might have almost made the playoffs. For them not to pay Saquon and do all this stuff, man, they're basically just throwing their coach to the wolves. But Giants aren't winning, and I don't see them winning. Maybe one game this season. Maybe one. They're that bad. There's no team worse right now in the NFL than the Giants, because even the Panthers got somebody. So I'm taking the Commanders this game. Lou, who you got?
Yeah, Commanders.
Commanders?
You made a good point. Yeah, Commanders. They have Austin Eckler. They have Scary Terry. They have Jaden Daniels. They have I would say a monster team, but a way better team than the Giants.
All right, we're going to move on to the next game. Cisco's team, the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Carolina Panthers. Lou, who you got?
The Chargers.
Chargers. Why are you taking the Chargers?
They have a new coach, which they needed for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
And they finally got him.
Mm-hmm.
And they're pretty decent. Can't lie. They have J.K. Dobbins. They have Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards had a... Mm-hmm. Don't lie. I mean, don't laugh. He had a good game.
J.K. Dobbins had a good game.
J.K. Dobbins had
Gus Edwards ain't do nothing, just like he didn't do nothing for the Ravens too. But continue.
Well, J.K. Dobbins got okay. We're not gonna get into that right now. But the Chargers are winning. The Panthers. I don't have anything to say about the Panthers, but yeah.
I'm gonna have to go. I was gonna be Mr. Opposite and go for the Panthers, but I can't. The Panthers are horrendous. I gotta go for the Chargers. The quarterback is better. The coach is better. If they stick to the run and keep the ball out of those trash behind receivers' hands, they can win the game. Because, man, their quarterback is really good. Their receivers are just horrendous. But just keep the ball in Dobkins' hands. Is that his name?
J.K. Dobbins.
Dobbins or Dobkins? The running back. Keep it in the running back's hands.
J.K. Dobbins.
Because that's what they love to do, run the ball. Last week they ran the ball, and that's how they won, running the ball in defense. And that defense is not going to let the Panthers score. They might let them score 10 points, 7, maybe even 3. They might even shut them out because the Panthers are just that bad. And the Chargers defense with Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Darwin James in the back, in the secondary, man, they look dangerous, bro.
Disgusting.
They could definitely beat the Panthers. Definitely, that's not even a question. They're going to beat the Panthers. They will be 2-0, to my dismay, because I don't want to hear this guy's mouth next time we come on. But they will be 2-0 because they are facing the second worst team in the NFL behind the Giants.
He is not wrong.
Next game, our second to last 1 o'clock game, is the Saints versus the Cowboys. That is going to be a game right there. Lou, who you got?
I want the Saints to win. Because I know a person who's a Cowboys fan. But, my opinion, the Cowboys are winning. But, the message to the Saints, I want you to feed Alvin Kamara. That's all I could say.
Why? Because you have him on your fantasy?
Yep.
This guy. Hey, man, man. Thing is, the Saints are so, they could give you 30, 40 points, but they could also give you, 10 points.
True.
Because Derek Carr is very up and down. I'm going to go with the Cowboys, too, just because the Cowboys are all-around better team. Their defense is much better. Their offense and offensive weapons are better, and Zeke looks like he's running the ball like he's on a mission to prove all the other Cowboys people wrong that were happy when he left. Because he looked nice, man. I think he hurdled somebody his first run.
Ooh.
Ezekiel Elliott, last game. Man, he looks nice. And Dak's being Dak, just all they really got to hope is that he doesn't turn the ball over. If he doesn't turn the ball over, they win every game because that defense is going to create some type of turnover. And their special teams is amazing because Brandon Aubrey is the best kicker in the league. Better than Justin Tucker. More accurate than Justin Tucker. Yes. You heard it here first.
You're crazy.
Brandon Aubrey's the best kicker in the league.
Crazy.
But yeah, their special teams is amazing. Their defense is still really good. The only person they really lost, I think, was Van Der Esch and maybe Stephon Gilmore, but Stephon Gilmore didn't really do much anyways. So they got Diggs back. They still have their D line that's always really good. Yeah, man. I don't see them losing to the Saints. If they do, that's a really big upset because the Cowboys should be handling business and beating them. So next game, actually, dang, there's a lot of games at 1 o'clock. I didn't realize there was this many games I won. Next 1 o'clock game, Colts versus Packers. Lou, who you got?
The Packers are going to. What do you mean?
Go ahead, talk.
What do you mean?
Give me your reasoning.
Oh no, the Colts. No,
give me your reasoning.
The Colts.
Give me your reasoning.
No, it's the Colts because Jordan Love got hurt. No.
There you go. There you go.
I forgot.
Okay, Colts. Okay.
Colts.
Why the Colts?
They have a a good running back. Who's their quarterback?
Anthony Richardson?
Is he a rookie?
No.
I don't know much about him, but all I know is their running back is pretty good.
Unfortunately, I hate for this to come out my mouth, but the Colts are going to win. And I hate the Colts with a passion because I'm a Titans fan. I hate them more than any of the other teams in my division. But I'm going to have to go with the Colts because Anthony Richardson is that man. He is him. Jonathan Taylor's Jonathan Taylor. He's always going to do his thing. He's going to get his yards, and he's going to be efficient. And they got Pittman Jr. on as a receiver, man. They got a decent team. Defense is always going to be pretty good. And the Packers don't have Jordan Love. They have Mr. Malik Willis, Titan reject, Malik Willis. I don't see the Packers putting up more than 10 points. If they do, it's because of Josh Jacobs. And they're going to have to run the ball nonstop. That's their one saving grace is Josh Jacobs. But I still think the Colts, with the offense that they have and the quarterback that they have, will beat the Packers. Because that's the most important position is quarterback. And quarterback to quarterback, I take Anthony Richardson at 50% over taking Malik Willis. Next matchup is going to be the Browns and the Jags. Lou, who you got? Browns versus Jags.
The Jaguars.
I was not expecting you to say that. Okay, why do you think they're going to win?
Because the Browns, they're just...
There's something about them, huh?
It's just the Browns.
Something about the Browns, man.
Like, their team color is brown. So.
That's what you had to say? As for why they're going to lose, their team color is brown?
No, because the Jaguars...
That take was brown because that was doo-doo. Go ahead.
No, because the Jags, they're not the best team. They're not the worst team. They're a decent team. The Browns, not the best team. But they're not...
I'm listening to you.
Stop giving me faces then.
I'm just listening, bro.
The Jaguars gonna win. Because I just have a feeling the Jaguars are gonna win.
I'm going to go with the Jags, too. The weapons that they have with Etienne and Trevor Lawrence, Christian Kirk, Gabe Davis. That's a good offense, man. And unfortunately, which I have the Browns defense. Unfortunately, the Browns defense is still decent. But with the weapons the Jags have, I don't see the Jags losing. Also, Deshaun Watson needs to call it a career, bro. He needs to, just go somewhere else, bro. Because the Browns, depending on Deshaun Watson to do anything for them after he got his money, as we've seen the last 3 seasons, he has been not even horrible. He's been mid. Very, very mid. And with the weapons that they have with Nick Chubb, with Amari Cooper, they just got Jerry Jeudy. They have Njoku. Bro.
Njoku's hurt.
They also have a good second running back in Ford, bro. There should be no reason as to why the Browns aren't winning games.
Okay.
Yes, there's been injuries. Yes, but even when they've had the full team, they still don't look like a convincing playoff team. Deshaun Watson, it's time to call it a quits, buddy boy. Take your money and get out the Browns' face, bro. They need to move on. Jags are winning tomorrow. Uh-oh. This is my game of the week right here. Jets versus Titans. Lou, who you got?
I really don't want to make you mad. No.
You pick whoever you feel like is going to win.
I think the Jets are going to.
Okay. Why do you think the Jets are going to win?
They have
that defense looked suspect.
They're versing the 49ers.
That defense looked suspect.
They were going against the 49ers. They made the Super Bowl last year. What do you mean suspect?
Suspect. Go ahead.
What are they supposed to be?
Go ahead.
Okay. Anyways, the Jets are going to win. They have a pretty good defense again. Even though they look suspect, I think that they will make a statement, and they have Aaron Rodgers, pretty good. He's a legendary QB, and he's still pretty decent. And they have what his name? What's his name?
You tell me,
I
bro.
forgot his name. But their offense is pretty good. They have pretty good defense. And the reason I'm picking the Jets because Will Levis.
Hey, watch your mouth.
He can't make smart decisions. He can't. He threw a pass, getting sacked. Bat gets sacked, throws it with his left hand, and intercepted. The most unsmart choice I've ever seen on an NFL field.
Unsmart.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
That was not a smart choice. Your bat gets sacked, and you decide to throw it in double coverage.
You done?
Yes, I'm done.
The Jets are going to be 0-2.
Bro,
The Tennessee Titans will win the game.
You're glazing. You are glazing right
now. DeAndre Hopkins, mark my words, DeAndre Hopkins is going to have a great game. Calvin Ridley's going to have a great game. Tony Pollard, that man, Tony Pollard, Himothy, is going to have another great game. Tajay Spears is going to have a great game. Okonkwo is going to have a great game. Traylon Burks can sit on the bench. We don't need him. Tyler Boyd is going to have a great game.
Okay.
Mark my words, the Tennessee Titans will beat the New York Jets. You want to know why? Because, unfortunately, all you Jets fans, the Jets are mid. We saw it last week. Their coach is mid. Their quarterback is old. Defense is suspect. Defense is suspect. Defense is suspect. Running back, top 10 in the league. Receiver, top 15 in the league. Garrett Wilson's that man. But those guys can't do nothing when they can't get the ball. And we saw it last year when the quarterback couldn't get him the ball and the coaches couldn't coach him open, give him plays to get him open. What happened? The Jets were mid, and they will continue to be mid. And the Titans will be 1-1, and the Jets will be 0-2.
Okay.
Will Levis will have a game. He will have 150 yards passing, over 100, maybe even over 200 yards passing, and he will have 2 touchdown passes. Mark my words. Tighten up, baby. Tighten up, baby.
I can't wait for him.
Tighten up, baby. Let's go.
Okay. Who did the Titans face again last week?
The Bears.
The Bears.
Which they have a good defense when you put points up on them. So you want to continue? Go ahead. Yeah.
Their offense didn't have to do anything. Will Levis threw.
This is his first season being a starter from the beginning, bro. He has a lot of new pieces. You got to think there's growing pains, bro. Every young quarterback has growing pains. I'm not saying he's not going to make mistakes. I'm saying that he's still going to have a good game and we're still going to win the game.
He's not going to have a good game.
Yes, he will.
He
Trust
can
me.
hardly throw it to his receivers. Hardly.
Will Levis has a stronger arm than Lamar Jackson. That running back that plays quarterback in Baltimore, yeah, him. So sit right there in your chair. Sit right here in your chair. You just said that he can't get the ball to his receivers. He can get the ball to his receivers. You can sit down right here. Sit down right here quietly. And just watch the next game.
I'm good.
All right, next game is going to be the Bucks versus the Lions. Lou.
Yep.
Go ahead. Tell me why you think the Lions are gonna win. Let's see. It's not a bad prediction, but let's see.
The Lions are winning.
Okay. Why do you say that?
They have weapons. You have Sam Laporta. They have
Stop, because you didn't even know who Jamison Williams was before last week. So stop talking about
Yes, I
weapons, and you're gonna
did.
bring him up.
Yes, I
You didn't even
did.
know who he was. You
Yes,
asked
I
me what his
did.
name was.
Yes. No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Why are you
No, I
lying, bro? And literally that next day, he put him on his fantasy team.
No, I didn't. That's a lie. That's a lie. Okay.
This guy just makes his takes off of fantasy. But go ahead, continue.
They have weapons. They have David Montgomery. They have Jamison Williams. They have Sam
Stop
Laporta.
hitting the table.
Sam Laporta. They have weapons. They have a pretty good defense. A decently good quarterback. They're gonna win against the Bucks. The Bucks are a good team. I'm not saying that they're a bad team, but they can't keep up with the Lions. You may go.
I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Mr. Shake and Bake. Yes, sir. Mr. 4 touchdowns himself. Yes, sir.
I guess
Mr. Top 5 receiver Mike Evans. Yes, sir. Yes. I am taking the Bucks to beat the Lions. The Bucks hung on with the Lions last year.
But they lost.
The only reason they lost was because their defense didn't play as good as they should have played. And their defense right now, if it's anything to go off of last game, they're pretty good. I'm not saying the Bucks are going to blow them out. It's going to be a close game. It's not going to be a blowout. But I'm taking Mr. Shake and Bake, Mr. Bakey Wakey himself to get the Bucks to win. Next game, Raiders versus Ravens. Lou, who you got?
The Ravens.
Why is that?
We're way better. I don't even have to name players. We're just way better. The Raiders.
Excuse me.
Very silent. I have not heard of them since. Who's their quarterback again?
Gardner Minshew.
I don't have to say anything. And if you get me frustrated right now, I promise you, the Ravens.
Well, buddy boy,
Okay.
you might want to take those headphones off. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm going to have to go with the Ravens. Trust me, it hurts my soul because I despise the Ravens. But the Raiders just don't have anybody, man. They don't. Yeah, Gardner's decent, but he's not going to win you games against good teams. He'll win you the games that you're supposed to win against lesser teams. But against good teams like the Ravens, yeah, they didn't play the best last week, but they still have a talented team and they're going to work it out. As long as they feed that man Derrick Henry like they should and stop letting that man Lamar run the ball more than your running back, then they will win the game. If Lamar runs the ball more than Derrick Henry and they don't feed Derrick Henry needs the ball. They don't feed that man, it's going to be a close game. Because if it's up to Lamar throwing the ball, it's going to be a close game.
They had to
run the ball, Ravens, and you will win. I am taking the Ravens to win the game.
I'm not going to be upset because he's chose the Ravens. But
next game, Rams versus Cardinals. I was almost going to say Cards, but Cardinals. Lou, who you got?
Ooh, this is going to be.
It's not that hard. I'm going Rams. Cooper Cup reminded everybody why he was the Triple Crown winner. Reminded everybody why he was all. I think he was Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, he was.
When the year they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That man's still him. He's still him.
But they don't have Puka.
Trust me, they had Puka before, and what happened? They won a Super Bowl. They don't need Puka.
But they had Aaron Donald.
All they need is
But they had Aaron Donald.
All they need is Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp. Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp is like peanut butter and jelly. They will win, and they're gonna win the game for the Rams because the Cardinals, they're okay. Marvin Harrison still leaves a lot to be desired. Marvin Harrison Jr. They just got to get the ball to him. I think they only targeted him like 3 or 4 times. But I still think the Rams are going to win, man. Cooper Kupp is him. He showed us he's him. He had 14 catches last week. I think he was targeted 21 times. He's him. And he reminded us he's him. I'm going with the Rams. Lou, who you got?
Rams.
You going with Rams as well? All right, next game. Oh my god, this is a good. Now this is a good game.
This is not a good game.
Bengals versus
The
Chiefs.
Chiefs are destroying the Bengals. You know why? Because that got Joe Burrow. That wrist of yours, you can't throw with that wrist. You can't. You can't.
I didn't watch the Bengals game, but
You cannot throw with that wrist.
okay.
Doctors have proven.
Doctors have proven.
My calculations.
Okay.
Something. I think he broke his wrist, sprained his wrist or something.
I think he broke it last year.
He broke his wrist. And he still played with it for a good solid 2 games. So he like tore it apart, basically. And he was still doing this though, on the sideline.
Keeping it warm, bro.
Keeping it warm. And you know what? He was keeping it warm and he could not throw still. So the Chiefs are winning.
I'm going with the Chiefs as well. The Chiefs are the standard right now. They're like the Golden State Warriors between 2015 and 2018.
Yeah, because
They just know they're the best, and they're still going to show you that they're the best. Because that man, Pat Mahomes, is still him. With the track stars they got at receiver now, and the defense playing as good as they've been playing, special teams playing as good as they're playing, I'm taking the Chiefs too.
I don't want to say it's the Chiefs, but I have to.
Next game is going to be Steelers versus Broncos. Lou, who you got? Who you got?
The Steelers are the Steelers. They're really well coached. One of the best coaches.
Mm-hmm.
They have their defense in Patrick Queen. They have T.J. Watt. They have
Mika Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, they have what's his name? They have a good receiving core.
Mm-hmm.
They have 2 decent quarterbacks, but Russell got hurt. But they have Justin Fields, which he can take off with the ball if nothing's open. So I'm taking the Steelers because they're a way better team, and the Broncos are boo-boo. So
I'm taking the Steelers too. Justin Fields is going to show people this year that he is better than they say that they say he is. The Steelers defense is always going to be good. They're always going to be well coached, and the Broncos just look like dog water, bro. Bo Nix needs to go somewhere, bro. He might become a hobo because he might lose his job.
dang, bro.
That man is not him, bro. I take the Steelers as well. Well, on to our last 2 games. First game is going to be Bears and Texans. Lou, who you got? I'll go first. I'm taking the Texans.
Yes.
Caleb Williams is on fraud watch as well. He is on fraud watch. CJ Stroud is going to show him what it is to be in the NFL. With the weapons they have, with Stephon Diggs, with Nico Collins, with Tank Dell, with Dalton Schultz, with Joe Mixon. It's Tank Dell.
It's Tate Dell.
It's Tank Dell.
It's Tate Dell.
Bro, you're going to look real dumb when I look this up.
It's Tate.
What does that say?
Oh.
Oh. Bro, don't talk football with me, bro. Thanks. Appreciate you. With those weapons, man, and they still have a really good defense, and their coach is phenomenal as a defensive coach. And they just literally brought back the whole team that made it to the playoffs that played amazingly last year. I'm taking the Texans. Yeah. There's still a lot of things that need to get ironed out with the Bears. They have great talent. They have DeAndre Swift. They have Keenan Allen. They have DJ Moore. They have Cole Kmet. They have a really good offensive team. But I got Caleb Williams on fraud watch, bro. You put up 94 yards against the Titans defense. I'm a Titans fan. Our defense is not the greatest in the secondary. I mean, we got L'Jarius Sneed now, so we're a little bit better. But for you to only put up 94 yards with the weapons you have,
Well,
no
Keenan Allen-
touchdowns,
well, he was.
and you had a fully healthy Keenan Allen, fully healthy DJ Moore, fully healthy DeAndre Swift,
He's not
Cole
fully
Kmet. Man, he's on fraud watch, bro. But I'm taking the Texans. Lou, who you got?
Texans.
Texans too? All right, to end out the games that was the last game for Sunday. Monday's game is going to be the Falcons versus the Eagles. Lou, who do you got?
The Eagles. But. I will not be surprised if there will be an upset. I'm not going to be surprised.
Okay.
But if I had to pick out of those two, it's the
Eagles.
They have pretty good defense, a great quarterback, great receiving core in Devontae Smith, AJ Brown. Their tight end's pretty decent. So yeah, definitely.
I'm also gonna go with the Eagles. Jalen Hurts is gonna have a much better game than he had last week, and I just don't see the Falcons being able to hang with them. Their defense is decent, but I see the Eagles still going crazy. I'm also gonna go with the Eagles to round out this week's games, man. So that was this week's predictions for week 2. One last little question I got for Lou, and then we're gonna close out this pod. Is who do you think, Lou, is going to be making the Super Bowl this year? No bias of being your favorite team or not being your favorite team. Who do you think is making the Super Bowl this year?
Okay, this is not biased.
Non-biased.
I promise you, this is not biased. I promise you, it's not biased. I think the Ravens will make it to the Super Bowl, but will be sadly losing the Super Bowl.
To who?
To the Niners.
The Niners. So you got the Niners going to Super Bowl, even without CMC for the first 5 weeks.
Yes. They proved that they could play without him. They proved that. But they need to prove it against different teams. But
they proved it against a pretty decent team.
Mm-hmm. But I think it will be Niners versus Ravens, and the Ravens will be losing. Cause we don't have experience at that level in the Super Bowl. The Niners
got a Super Bowl winning coach though.
We do. But our players, we don't have young players. But our players, they've never experienced that.
Mm-hmm.
So they will be building up to that. But the Niners, they have experience going to the Super Bowl twice. Some players have experienced that. They know what it's like to be at that level. So I think the Niners versus Ravens, and the score will be.
You going to score and everything? I just wanted to see who you thought was going to go.
19-25.
All right. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go with, obviously, the Chiefs. Chiefs are going to go to the Super Bowl again this year. But surprisingly, in the NFC, I have representing the NFC in the Super Bowl, the Dallas Cowboys. And it will be a Chiefs versus Cowboys Super Bowl. But the Chiefs will ultimately win because they are just that good. They just are that good, man. Chiefs are just them. They're Himothy. No lie.
Did you just say that the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Cowgirls, the Chokers,
Yes,
will make it to the Super Bowl.
I sure did.
They choked against, what was it, the Packers?
But yeah, Packers.
The Packers, and they got blew out. They got smacked by like 20-something points.
Yes, they did.
And you think the Chiefs are going to make it to the Super Bowl?
Yes.
They have young talent. Pretty young talent. I think they will be making it to the AFC Championship game. But not the Super Bowl. If Patrick Mahomes gets his third ring.
Fourth ring. He already has three rings.
In a row. Third ring in a row. Tom Brady, step aside. Patrick Mahomes, come through. You're the new greatest player of all time. You're the GOAT.
And with that, we are going to end this pod. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us once again on the Brothers Keeper Pod. Lou, you got anything to say to the people before you leave?
Deuces.
Hey, be blessed. Have a great night. Have a great day. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Hopefully next podcast we'll have the whole team here. Have a great night. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.